Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh, and welcome to our project portfolio presentation. Today, we would like to present to you an automated printer machine APM that works just like an ATM. From Group C, we would like to thanks to our respected lecturer, Professor Madya Dr. Zuriani Ahmad Zulkarnain, for lecturing us all about ICT500 Critical and Creative Thinking for Information Technology Solution. Hi, my name is Tengku Ahmad and ASHRAF. My matrix number is 2025197383.
Hi everyone, I am Muhammad Syafiq Bintin. My student ID is 2025179869.
Hi, my name is Ahmad ZHAFRAN bin AWANG. My matric number is 2024353053.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. My name is Muhammad Danial bin ABDUL. My matrix number is 2024776123.
First, let me talk about introduction. Students today use earphone for almost everything, but printing still take too much time and effort. They need to use public computers, log into personal accounts, or wait in line. This is not safe and not fast, and our idea is APM, a smart printer that works like an ATM. Just scan, upload, pay and print. Using your phone is quick, easy and secure. Let's move on to problem statement. Many students encounter persistent difficulties with campus printing service, which can hinder their academic performance and increase stress level. Next is common issues include limited access to functioning printers, limited office hours, and outdated or confusing printing interface. Lastly is during peak period such as assignment deadlines or examination weeks, long queues and frequent printer malfunctions further disrupt students' ability to submit work on time.
I'm going to present the objectives for automated printing machine project. So the first objective is to make the printing faster and easier for the students. The second one is to allow students to print directly from their phones. The third one is to avoid using public or sharing computers. The fourth one is to protect their personal data and their privacy. And the last one is to provide a cashless and a self-service printing solution.
We are going to present about APM automatic printer machine, but I will present about empathy map. In this empathy map, there are 7 important things that are available here. First, what do they do? Which is use printer primarily for document. Second, who are the user? Basically student. Third, what do they say? Mostly about printer. Next, what do they think and feel? Satisfied or not? Next, hear and see. What they hear, what they see. The next one is pen coin, like such a cost. And finally, is scan. For example, easy setup. And the next will be, I will present about fishbone diagram. In this diagram, there are 4 problems in accessing printer service. First, start with the analogy. Second one, people. And the third one, place. And finally is information. Okay, I start with the analogy. Start with the analogy such as slow printing, outdated printer driver, and personal data at risk. People. Some people do not know how to fit, or long queue also be a problem, and then stuff unavailable during nights and weekend. The next one is place. In place, the problem is printer locked after office hour and also far from student location and class. Finally is information, just as no clear instruction and not notification after printing is done. We, as the users, also confused about printing pricing.
Now I will start explaining about our coding diagram for our project particularly. I'll make sure this coding diagram help us together understand and also help me improve the current printing system by showing what to replace, add, embed, combine, separate, reduce, remove, as well as what complementary product we can use. First, we go to the replace. We want to replace a public or shared computer and the manual printing process. Why? Because using public computer is not safe and manual printing takes too much time. Now add. We want to add this kind of feature like QR code scanner so user can just start with just a scan. Touchscreen interface on their mobile phone to make it easy to use, as well as real-time status display so user know if printing is done or even got any problem. Lastly, payment gateway for the fast cashless payment. Now we go for the embed. We also embed 3 things actually, which is cloud file upload system, so user can upload from their phone or drive, as well as security features because we don't want any data leaks. And lastly, automated cost calculator, just to calculate printing price directly. What we have combined is the payment system and printing system into one smooth flow. We also combine QR, mobile phone and cloud storage. These help us reduce hardware but increase the function more. Separate. And now we separate three things. And number one is user interaction from back-end printing, file uploading step, and the payment step. I guarantee this make the process faster and safer because the machine will only print after all steps complete. Reduce. We also reduce wasting time, so no more long queues. People involvement. All are self-service. Data leak risk. No login, no personal account anymore. Remove. We have removed an unauthorized file access. We also remove the printing errors as well as the dependence on office hours where you can print anytime at that place. Lastly, a complementary product. We have included a mobile app for user to control the process. So does the dashboard for staff to check a printer status and an auto pop-up. So in conclusion, that is our coding diagram for APN. It helped us redesign the printing process to make it faster, safer and user-friendly. Just like using an ATM, but for printing.
Next is low fidelity prototype. So for the first page, so we have the splash screen. So on this page we have one button right here, the Let's Start button. When the user click on this button, it will navigate to the home page, where on this home page we have the QR codes. So the user can scan these QR codes to connect with the printers. So there are some buttons right here. We have the file buttons, we have camera, we have flashlight buttons, and we have generate button and also the history buttons. So we go to the first button. On the top we have file buttons. The user can upload the file by clicking these buttons, and or they can also use the camera to scan their file. And the generate button will regenerate automatically the QR code if it doesn't work. And the history button is the button where the user click on this button, they can see the previous record of the printing. So if the user want to proceed uploading files, so they can click on the upload button, and then it will navigate to the upload your files. The user can choose either to upload or open camera. When the user click continue, it will go to option to choose whether using the Google Drive or from their storage, and then they choose their files and then proceed to continue, and it will navigate to the printing options. So we have right here the printers. They can choose the printer, what printer they want to use, and then they can set up whether they want colors or black and white. Also they can set number of copies and what types of papers they want, A4 or A3 and so on, and they can set the number of pages. If they want to cancel, they can click on the cancel button, but if they want to proceed, they can just click continue, and it will navigate to payment options. They can choose either they want to use e-wallet or online banking, and then proceed to the payment, and it will navigate to the payment gateway, and after finish it will back to home page, and the printing is finished.
Moving on towards mid fidelity. Let's go. Alright, let's go see the app itself. First, we're going to the prototype to see if the flow of the program go exactly what we want. And now you can just directly go to the preview or press space to see the preview. And this is the animation once you open the app. It's very cool, right? Now let's start the program. You basically over here can see the QR code scanner, where you just have to scan the QR that were displayed on APN machine, and once you're done, you can just snap it and start uploading your file. Or if you were meant to try to setting first, this is a side setting. You can just enable vibrate, beep, or try to read the product we made. And as well as if you would like to share the program itself to your friends, you can just share right here on the support section. So let's continue to our main function. Once you scan the QR code, you have to upload. Or if you don't have any file, you can just open the camera and take the photo. But in this case, I would like to upload my file. I'll be able to choose Google Drive and file. Say that I want to pick a Google Drive and continue, and that is the option we have to pick, whether we want to color or grayscale. We also can pick a paper size, A4, A3, anything we want according to our file we want to print, as well as the pages. If we want to make it custom, we can just provide the number from what pages to what pages and how many copies do we want. We proceed. If we don't want to pick any option because we accidentally pressed the wrong file, we can just cancel and scan again, upload file, continue. Okay, now come to the payment gateway. You can pick whether you want to pay through directly Touch and Go or online payment. Touch and Go, that is the interface, or online payment. We have 4 different online banking: Maybank, CIMB, Bank Islam, as well as Maybank. For example, we go for the Maybank, that is the interface, all having the similar type of interface, just with different colors. Say I want to buy a Touch and Go version and put the amount that I need to pay, and done. You have paid 50 cents. Soon after you finish the payment, you can wait for the APN machine to print your document. That's everything, all you need to know about our APN application.
Now let's talk about my self-reflection. How does the project and the subject itself reflect on me? Let's go question by question. What am I learning? I am learning how to think creative and critical at the same time. In this subject, ICT500 particularly, I learn about design thinking steps like empathize, define, idea, prototype. I also learn how to understand user better and create useful solution. Why am I learning it? Because before this, I always jump straight to the solution without understand the real problem. Now, I learned that it is important to think like the user and not just as a developer. Why did I learn about this project? I learned that this project is not only about designing an app, but about solving a real problem that students face at UITM. For example, I also learned many tools like empathy map, coding, scamper, and user story to help design the solution better. How did I know that I was making progress toward my goals? I know I make progress when my prototype become more complete and when I can explain clearly how the app works during presentation and to my friend. What is helping me reach my goal? This subject ICT500 really guide me with each step using the design thinking method. Also, my teammate also support and group work helps a lot. What is preventing me from reaching my goal? Sometimes time was not enough. Also, before this, I didn't know how to use tools like Scamper properly, so I got stuck a bit when doing ideation. How did my peers help me to reach my goals? They helped me to give new ideas, share the work, and motivate me. Before this, I always tried to do things alone, but now I see how teamwork makes the project better and faster. How did my peers encourage me to keep going when I'm stuck? They tell me it's okay to make mistakes and they always listen to my ideas. Sometimes they help me laugh when things got stressful. Yeah. What am I good at? I am good at planning simple solution and organizing idea in clear way. I also like to make sure that the user interface is not as confusing as it was. What are my limitations? Before this, I was shy to speak up or share my ideas. I also not very confident in using tools like empathy map and observation. What made me really think? When we try to create a no login system but still keep everything safe and private, that really made me think outside the box. How did I learn when I made mistakes? When I made a mistake, I checked back the lecture notes or asked my group.
That helps me learn what to do to improve next time. Other reflection question. What am I really like about this project? I like that it's real and not just a theory. I can imagine this APM system really being used at UiTM. That makes me feel proud, you know. Some things that I really need to work on now, I need to improve how to interview user or observe them properly. Also, need to learn how to make better user journey map. Something that I could do to improve myself in the future. In the future, I want to practice using creative tools like Scample and Empathy Map with real people. I also want to be more confident during presentation. One thing that I will remember forever about this project, before this, I thought printing is just a normal process. But now, I know even a small thing like printing can become a big innovation. I will remember this teamwork and what we create from just a small idea.
This is my self-reflection about this project. In the subject ICT500, which is critical and creative thinking for information technology solution, I had the opportunity to work on a project called Automated Printer Machine, which is APM. From this project, I learned how to create a new and unique idea that does not exist yet. The APM is a smart printer that uses today's technology in a more advanced way to solve problems in the future. We use what we learned in class, especially the design thinking process, which include empathy, define, ideated, prototype, and test to understand common printing problems like long queue, limited office hour, and privacy risk. We apply empathy and problem solving from lecture 2 by observing how people use public printer and talking to them about their experience. Then we use an empathy map to explore what users think, feel, say, and do. With the fishbone diagram, we identify the root cause of those problems. We improve our solution using the coding technique by adding helpful features like QR code scanning and cloud uploading, combining tools in one system, reducing waiting time, and removing the need for staff involvement. We also use the Scamper method to come up with more creative ideas such as how this system can be used in hostel or libraries. I know I was making progress when our project became more complete and the ideas were clear each week. What helped me achieve my goal was the support from my group, the two we learned in class. Sometimes I struggle with overthinking or being unsure about my design idea, but my team member encouraged me to keep going. I discover I'm good at the understanding what user need and suggesting practical features, but I still need to improve on time management and explaining technical idea clearly. I had to think deeply when applying Scamper and coding because turning idea into real solution was not always easy. I also learned from small mistakes like missing out on user point pen, which we later correct through discussion. What I liked most about this project was how a simple idea could become real innovation that solves everyday problems. It made me appreciate the power of creative thinking and teamwork. Right now, I know I need to work on my confidence and time management, and in the future, I want to push myself to be more creative. One thing I will always remember in how this project taught me to think differently and use technology to help people in real life situations. Finally, I would like to thank to all my group members for great ideas, support, and teamwork through this project. Most importantly, special thanks to our lecturer, Professor Madia Dr. Zuriani binti Ahmad Zulkainan for her valuable guidance, support, and encouragement throughout the course. This experience would not have been successful without her help. Thank you.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. I'm going to start my self-reflection with a question on what am I learning for this project. So I learned on how to use tools for creative and critical thinking. So the reason I learned it because I want to understand the user's problem and generate creative IT solution. So what did I learn about this project is I learned on how to become creative by proposing an idea to solve the problem. So reflection on the project goals, how did I know that I was making progress toward my goals is by tracking the progress of the project for every single day. We always remind each other in our group WhatsApp, so the progress will be always running every day. So what is helping me reach my goals is the guidance from my team members and also my lecturer. So what is preventing me from reaching my goals is the time, because our time is always packed during these weeks. And then reflecting on group dynamic. So how did my peers help me to reach my goals is they gave me valuable supports to especially for presentation of the project. So how did my peers encourage me to keep going when I was stuck? So they told me what is good from this project and explain more for me in detail to understand the project goals. So reflection on critical and creative thinking. What am I good at? I think I just good in designing the prototype, especially for the mid-fidelity prototype. So what are my limitations is in terms of to come up with the idea to solve the problem. So what made me really think? What made me really think is when the solution doesn't work at all, or the solution does not align with the objectives. So how did I learn when I made mistakes? So I always to figure it out immediately. Other reflections about this project is what I really like about this project. I like the way it made easy for the user to utilize the innovation. So some things that I really need to work on now is to create other creative projects. So the things that I could do to improve myself in the future is always finding knowledge so that I can understand what I do, what I try to create and innovate. So one thing that I remember forever for this project is always aims to create a beneficial project for others.
I would like to share my self-reflection on our ICT500 MPM project, which stands for Automated Printing Machine. This project was all about solving the common problem that many students face when printing documents on campus. Usually, we have to wait in line, use public computers, or deal with slow and limited printers. So, our idea was to make the whole process faster and easier using a mobile app and a simple QR scan. My role in the group was helping to plan the app flow and design the prototype using Figma. We kept the step very simple. Just scan the QR code, upload your document, and make payment using online banking or Touch and Go e-wallet. We also included features like real-time printer status and refund option if something goes wrong. One challenge we faced was how to make the app secure without collecting personal data. We decided not to use any login system, which keeps it more private and straightforward. Another challenge was time. We had to make prototype and explain the concept clearly, even if the real hardware wasn't booked yet. Through this project, I learned a lot about how important user experience is. Even something that seems small, like saving 1 or 2 minutes during printing, can make a big difference to students. I'll also improve my skill in UI UX using Figma and thinking through real life problems. If I had more time, I would test app idea with more students or try to simulate the payment process better. But overall, I'm proud of what we created. It's practical idea and I believe it could actually help your students if it was implemented one day. Thank you.